Hello, welcome back to Nap Time Nutrition bonus round.
Yeah.
I'm Yaffi Lvova, registered dietitian and owner of Baby Bloom Nutrition and Toddler Test Kitchen. And with me is Desiree Allison, IBCLC. And I was approached by a woman who had a question about annoying nursing behaviors. She was not quite ready to wean her child. I believe offhand the child was somewhere between 2 and 3, maybe closer to 2. And the child started scratching and pinching and actually drawing blood. And she didn't want it to wean, but
that's sanity.
That's sanity. So So what do you have to say?
All right.
In that situation?
So, well, in that particular situation, if we're looking at a child that's over the age of 1, so in general, most infants will not naturally wean before 1. There's usually a reason for it. Mom's milk supply, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so in that situation, it's okay to have a boundary with your child. It's how we learn discipline with our children. My generation and beyond, discipline was often much more formal and strict, and we didn't understand what it was as children. Yaffi and I had a conversation about that earlier. So, so discipline is really teaching your child what the rules and expectations in your household will be. And so it's not a smack on the hand, it's lovingly, hopefully, setting a reasonable boundary for them, and they can figure it out. So the first one is a personal experience. I have a child who loved to scratch, and the nipple twiddlers are almost as bad as the scratchers.
I've heard about that.
Oh, it's awful. What they're trying to do is get a letdown on the other side so they can go back and forth, which is so annoying. Yeah.
So they're doing something annoying, preparing to be more annoying.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then they gum you. And then, So life nursing older kids, or I shouldn't say older. When I say older kids, I'm not saying 10. I'm saying anyways, fill in the blanks for what works for you. But set a boundary. So for me, I never really used nursing bras before this child. With this particular child, I wore a nursing bra and nursing shirts so that this child could not claw at my skin, because the child had to be really creative to get to my skin in the first place. So you can give them that boundary. As they get older and they understand what you're saying, you can say, owie, that hurts mommy. No nurses, take break. Whatever words you have, but keep it short. They can understand about 2 to 4 words together. It's developmentally appropriate. And then you can say, okay, time's up. Would you like to nurse? Sometimes they do it because they're bored. Sometimes we want to make that phone call or we want to text someone. And so we put them on the breast because we know that they'll leave us alone for that 20 seconds, 30 seconds that it takes to accomplish a task. And they don't want it. And so they're going to let us know it's an annoying behavior. Other times it's a sensory seeking thing. I won't rat that child out. My child we now know this child is on the autism spectrum. This child's an amazing child. The things that this child has accomplished blow me away, even if he wasn't on the spectrum. So it was a sensory seeking behavior for him, and he would do it repetitively. So he needed a barrier between the two of us. It's okay to say, if you're out in public and you don't want to nurse for very long, it's okay to say, let's nurse for the duration of the ABCs. ABC's done, nursing's done. Or again, use whatever phrases are comfortable for you, and then follow through on it. Now, use your child as a barometer. If you're pushing your child away too fast, your child's going to let you know. They're going to have a pretty awful day and want to nurse constantly. So in that situation, bring them back, let them meet their needs for a day, and then start again. So give your child a boundary that's workable for you. And then also, if your child is actually physically harming you or hurting you, think creatively, how can I cover this part of my body up so the child doesn't have access to it? I'm in Arizona, it's hot. The more stuff you have on does not make you very happy here. So again, think of things that are helpful. You can say, I'll let you nurse, but I have to hold your hand. And if the child doesn't want to hold hands, say, okay, we take a break. When the when the older toddler is injured, it has nothing to do with nursing, like they drop something on their toe or they bonk their head, say, ouch, owie, so that they start to identify the words and your facial expressions with the discomfort that they're feeling. So that way, when you feel the discomfort, they start to understand it, because your child that's nursing you, your child's not in pain. So why should you be in pain? That's kind of what's going on in their head. They don't realize you're two separate beings. And so you have to start helping them to understand that when you get hurt, I don't always feel it. And when I get hurt, you don't always feel it. So you can take the proactive step, but also make it harder for them to get to you if it's hurting you, and give them boundaries. If you don't want to nurse in public, you can say, nurses at home, nurses, give them an area that you're okay with, and then kind of keep with it as best you can. They are little kids. You have to make exceptions occasionally, but let that kind of help you out.
Thank you so much for that. And I hope that mom is watching and hopefully was able to benefit from that. So thank you so much, and see you next time.
Good luck.